For literally thousands of years, it was the ultimate fantasy. The dream that drove kings mad and bankrupted empires. The philosopher's stone. The power to turn worthless, dull lead into pure, glittering gold. We were all taught it was impossible. A pseudoscience. A myth. Well, until now. Because scientists at the most powerful machine on Earth just did it. And no, this is not clickbait. This is the story of how CERN actually turned lead into gold. And, when the news finally broke, the internet did what the internet does. This one comment from Reddit really just says it all. We did it, guys. We solved alchemy. The hype is absolutely real. And you can see why, right? It's the ancient dream finally made real in a lab in Switzerland. But the real question is, how? How did they manage to break a rule of nature we all thought was unbreakable? You gotta remember, the old alchemist tried everything. Boiling it, mixing it with weird stuff, probably just staring at it really, really hard. And they all failed for one simple reason. They were playing the wrong game. See, this was never a chemistry problem. You can't just rearrange atoms. To pull this off, you have to go deeper. You have to go nuclear. This is a physics problem through and through. And that gets us to the real secret sauce here. Something called nuclear transmutation. Now, this is not like baking a cake, where you're just mixing ingredients that already exist. This is about fundamentally changing the ingredients themselves. You are literally rewriting the identity of an atom by changing its very core, its nuclei. So here's the challenge laid out bare. Lead, it's got 82 protons. Gold has 79. So all you have to do is knock 3 protons out of the nucleus. Simple, right? Well, not so fast. Those protons are held together by the strong nuclear force, which is, by far, the most powerful force in the entire universe. You can't just go in there with tiny tweezers. You need something more like a cosmic scale anvil. And to do the impossible, well, you need an impossible machine. So, welcome to CERN. This is the stage for our modern-day alchemy, an experiment called ALICE, and it's powered by the one and only Large Hadron Collider. And when I say cosmic scale, I am not exaggerating. The ALICE detector is a 10,000-ton monster. It is heavier than the Eiffel Tower. This is a machine built to recreate conditions that haven't existed since the first tiny moments after the Big Bang. We are so far beyond dusty workshops and bubbling potions here, it's not even funny. So how in the world does this thing actually make gold? Okay, it's an absolutely beautiful process. First, they take lead nuclei, and they accelerate them to just a hair under the speed of light. But here is the genius part. They don't actually smash them together. Instead, they choreograph this perfect near miss. The nuclei fly past each other so fast, and they're so dense, that their electromagnetic fields get squeezed into this unbelievably powerful pulse of pure light, a blast of high-energy photons. One of those photons then slams into a lead nucleus with so much force, it literally sandblasts protons and neutrons right out of it. It's not a collision of matter, it's a collision of pure energy. And this is the result. This is the nuclear equation for modern alchemy. You have one lead nucleus that takes a direct hit, kicks out 3 protons and a couple neutrons, and what's left behind is a brand new nucleus of gold. It's not magic, it's just the most extreme physics we've ever created. It's a process called electromagnetic dissociation. Okay, so they did it. CERN can officially make gold. So why isn't every physicist on the planet kicking back on a private yacht? Well, before you go and try to build an LHC in your garage, there are, let's just say, a few trillion-dollar catches. So over a 3-year run between 2015 and 2018, the experiment created a mind-boggling 86 billion gold nuclei. That number sounds huge, doesn't it? 86 billion? But when you're talking about atoms, really big numbers can be really, really misleading. And here's why. If you could somehow gather all 86 billion of those gold nuclei together, their total weight would be 29 picograms. To put that in perspective, a single human hair is about 1 trillion times heavier. You can't see it, you can't touch it, and you definitely can't make jewelry out of it. And catch number 2 is even more of a deal breaker. This gold isn't the stable stuff you'd find in a vault. Oh no, it's a radioactive isotope, gold-203. It literally blips into existence for an impossibly small fraction of a second. And then poof, it's gone, having already decayed into something else entirely. It's basically the most fleeting treasure in the history of the world. And the last nail in the coffin of our get-rich-quick scheme is the cost. It's summed up perfectly by this Reddit user. You get to buy 1 gold for the price of 2 gold. Except it's more like buying 1 atom of gold for the price of all the gold on Earth. It is, without a doubt, the most wildly, hilariously inefficient way to make anything, ever. Which leads us to the most important question. If it's useless, unstable, and costs more than all the money in the world, why on earth would anyone do it? Well, because making gold was never, ever the point. This is the real treasure, the real reason for the experiment. This was never about alchemy. It was about confirmation. Every single time one of those little gold atoms was detected, it proved their theories about these fundamental forces were right. It helped them better understand the particle beams they need for every other experiment at CERN. It was a masterclass in pushing their detectors to the absolute limit, proving they could measure something that was, for all intents and purposes, unmeasurable. And in a really cool way, this brings the whole story full circle. You see, the original alchemists weren't just greedy. The search for the Philosopher's Stone was also a quest for ultimate knowledge, for the fundamental rules that govern our reality. And by creating gold from lead, the scientists at CERN actually fulfilled that deeper original dream. The gold was never the prize, the understanding is. So what do we take away from all this? For centuries, the impossible dream of alchemy accidentally fueled the birth of modern chemistry. Now, here we are, and the ghost of that same dream has helped us sharpen the tools we use to understand the birth of the universe itself. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What impossible dream that we're chasing today is going to unlock the secrets of tomorrow?